A single SATCOM system provides both data and voice communications. The system is managed by the Satellite Data Unit. Flight deck voice calls are controlled using the TCPs and ACPs. The SATCOM control pages are displayed by selecting SAT on the TCP. The SATCOM main menu pages allow the flight crew to initiate calls, answer and terminate calls, monitor call status, and access lower-level pages. Control functions are active when displayed with a caret. Calls can be made from the SATCOM main menu page using SATCOM Channel 1 or Channel 2. Before making a call, SATCOM requires a station number. The station number can be line selected from the directory or manually entered in the scratch pad. Once the number is entered, the station name identifier or phone number is displayed below the call key, and the SATCOM channel status displays ready. Select Make Call or Manual Entry on the SATCOM main menu page to initiate the call. The channel status will display dialing when placing the call, and then ringing when waiting for the ground station to answer. When the call is answered, the call light on the ACP illuminates, and the SATCOM channel status displays Answered. Pressing the illuminated SATCOM transmitter selector switch on the ACP connects the pilot headset or hand mic to the call. The SATCOM system also provides 3 priority levels which can be selected: Emergency for emergency and distress calls, Operational High for regulatory and flight safety calls, and Operational Low for non-safety related service calls. When a SATCOM call is received, the ICAS communication message SATCOM call displays, the cell call chime sounds, the call light illuminates on the ACP, and the SATCOM channel status displays ground call. Pressing the respective transmitter select switch connects the call to the pilot headset hand mic and clears the ICAS message. After a SATCOM call is answered, the SATCOM call key displays End Call. Selecting End Call will terminate the call and extinguish the call light on the ACP. The interphone communication system includes the flight interphone system, the cabin interphone system, the service interphone system, and the passenger address or PA system. The flight interphone, service interphone, and PA systems are normally operated through the audio control panel. The cabin interphone is operated through the TCP or the flight deck handset. The flight interphone system provides communications on the flight deck. The system also offers communication between the flight deck and the ground crew. The ground crew connects through the flight interphone jack on the APU ground control fire protection panel on the nose landing gear strut. The system is used by selecting the interphone position on a control wheel or an ACP mic interphone switch. The interphone can also be used by selecting the flight transmitter selector on an ACP and then selecting the mic position of a control wheel switch, the mic position of an audio control panel mic interphone switch, a hand microphone push-to-talk switch, or a glare shield mic switch. The ground crew can initiate a call on the flight interphone system using the flight deck call switch. Crew alerting of a ground crew initiated call is provided by an ARL alert chime, the ground call ICAS communications alert message, and a call light illuminated on the ACP transmitter select switch. The service interphone system provides voice communications between ground crew stations at various locations around the airplane. The system can be connected to the flight interphone system through the service interphone switch on the overhead panel. The passenger address system is used by the flight crew to make cabin announcements. Pushing a PA mic switch on an ACP provides direct access to all PA areas. The PA system can also be selected through the cabin interphone system or the flight deck handset. The system can be monitored by pushing the PA receiver volume control on an ACP. Cabin PA announcement priorities are flight deck announcements from an ACP, priority announcements, then normal announcements from flight attendant or flight deck handsets. The cabin interphone system provides voice communications between the flight deck and the flight attendant stations. The cabin interphone menu allows the flight deck to make calls using speed dial, the directory, or by manually dialing. If the cabin station dialed is already in use, it is disconnected from the call in progress and connected directly to the flight deck. The speed dial menu provides a quick means to call up to 3 predefined stations or groups of stations. Selecting a speed dial label initiates the selected call. The cabin interphone directory can be accessed by selecting Directory. Selecting a directory label displays a subdirectory which lists the dial code labels of the individual stations. Selecting a dial code on the subdirectory page initiates a call to that station. Two-digit station codes can be manually entered into the scratchpad and the call sent using the Make Call prompt. A list of the two-digit station codes is located on the handset. When the flight deck receives a normal priority call from the cabin, a chime sounds, the ICAS cabin call message is displayed, and the cabin call light illuminates on the ACP. Calls can be answered by selecting a cabin transmitter select switch or by pressing a mic interphone switch to the mic position if the cabin transmitter select switch is already selected. Normal priority calls made to the flight deck while another call is in progress results in a busy signal at the handset, the cabin call memo message being displayed on ICAS, and the calling station being displayed in the call queue on the cabin interphone menu. Up to 3 calls will be displayed in the call queue in the following order of priority: pilot alerts, conference calls, cabin calls, then other calls. The pilot alert queue entry is displayed only when the flight deck is using the PA and an incoming call is received. If there are 3 calls in the queue and a higher priority call is received, the lowest priority call is removed and the new call is displayed in the proper priority. The call queue and memo messages are cleared when communication is established between that calling station and the flight deck. Priority calls from the cabin will display the cabin alert ICAS message and automatically disconnect lower priority cabin interphone calls. Priority calls that are placed while a priority call is in progress will be automatically connected as a conference call. Cabin interphone calls can be ended by selecting the cabin interphone page End Call prompt or deselecting the cab transmitter selector on the ACP. The call also ends if the other party terminates the call. Calls can also be answered or placed using the flight deck handset. The desired call location is entered using the dial code step switches or numeric keys. The call is then made by pushing the dial code select switch. Pressing the handset reset switch or placing the handset back on the cradle terminates the call.